I don't want anyone to ever say that all of our words don't matter, that our voices don't matter, that our tweets or posts or videos don't matter. Just like the Fix Madden franchise movement made EA completely change course because of our words, all of us, and our actions. And they did the same thing this week. Welcome back, sports gamers. It's The Natural. In case you have no idea what I'm talking about, this week, after speaking to multiple people around Madden's development, we were told that 2 other large updates for the mode had been canceled. Partly the decision was made after members of the Madden development team left to work on EA Sports College Football. On top of that, the Madden development was going to focus more on year-over-year improvements and really gear up for Madden 23. This story obviously frustrated a large part of the Madden community. After being told over the summer there will be 3 updates in the year, it'll only be the scouting updates and we will not receive any more, people were understandably upset. So this is where things get interesting. Despite being reached out multiple times for comment on clarification by our lead editor Mike Straw, to EA Sports, they either missed or ignored the request. And this isn't typical, as we have had many communications and conversations with EA over the years on various topics, maybe none especially as serious as this one, but we received no response. Instead, on Thursday night, the company issued a statement via IGN denying the report. This is what they said: "We do not like to comment on rumors or speculation. However, we are committed to continuing to improve franchise as part of our ongoing Madden NFL 22 live service and beyond." Live service and beyond. This includes 2 upcoming franchise updates that we'll deliver in Madden NFL 22. We'll have more details on the updates in the new year. To be honest, we fully expected a statement to come out after the story broke on Tuesday, but typically they would provide some statement to us. I mean, we were the outlet that first reported the story, and we were the outlet to contact them prior to the story. I mean, we have proof of this of emails, and typically we have a conversation with something like that, prior to a story, because we want to get their take on it. But not in this case. They ignored the reports of the story and then paid a response to another outlet. So this is not only not typical, but it looks to be a case of backtracking after the fan backlash, because everything they did just really doesn't line up. The main point of the story was that the Madden team losing part of the development team to college football, and because of that and the lack of resources, the 2 major franchise update modes were scrapped, those new features, which is what we were told by more than one sources within the company who had knowledge of this happening. Obviously, people wanted to know what those 2 features were, and I let them know in my video. If you guys caught that, there was a scouting talent tree and a large update to the scenario engine. And there were also larger plans prior to increase more franchise plans, but those were likely cut before they put information about 3 updates. But there were supposed to be multiple updates to franchise mode, and they just basically didn't happen. But those 2 the other additional 2 that were promised were supposed to happen, but because of those moves resources to college football, they did not have the people to do it. So on social, people have been saying, well, who are the sources? Where'd you get the info from? You guys just making this up. And just like all media, print or digital, if we revealed our sources, they would no longer be sources. So you would never get any type of insider info or leaks or anything that we reported over the years to you guys. But they, outside of the on purpose leaks that sometimes companies have, which happens more than you think, where they, do a leak that is something positive in their favor to drum up, some kind of hype for their game or whatever. But I mean, actual real leaks, actual real information, insider info, early look at things. We provided that over the years, and so we would never reveal sources to stop that. That basically would end that, and I would never personally ever do anything or say anything that would jeopardize somebody's job for a news story. Never. So as far as the actual information learned, it came from more than 3 different sources with knowledge of the subject, all of whom corroborated information all through the process of questioning, writing, and publishing. 2 of them flat out said the development team wasn't happy and very frustrated. And the others who didn't specifically say, they did agree when they were told about it. Like, we showed this story to other sources, with knowledge of it, and they gave a thumbs up. Yeah, this looks legit. This looks right. This information is accurate. As I said previously, EA was contacted directly prior to the article running and chose not to respond. That they sent it over to IGN instead speaks volumes. We stand by the original story and the accurate information given. It is well known EA has a history of negative user sentiment and large backlash leading to a change in the course of action. We literally just saw this with the Fix Madden franchise movement, which we were a part of. If that wasn't the case this year, then why wait 2 days to issue a statement saying it was false? To reply over 48 hours after the story broke says that not only were their planned features canceled, but they had meetings and had the decision makers within the game and their plans had been changed in some shape, way, or form. Why wait into 2022 to learn about more franchise updates? The game's been out for months already. No one has heard anything. And you're going to drop some franchise updates and news 5 to 6 months after the game's launch. If plans weren't scrapped originally, how odd is it to drop 2/3 of the major franchise updates in 2022 with only like 4 or 5 months before the next game's release? None of it adds up. I mean, just don't listen, not just look at all the facts of the case there. If the plans were there and never changed, then announcing them sooner rather than later would have been a smart ploy. Why not have exact dates and lined up saying, hey, these are when these updates are coming. So when somebody purchases the game, they know, hey, we're getting more features in our game that weren't in there at launch, which that would have been nice if games actually had all the things in them when we made the purchase. But we had to pay $60 and just $60 and hope that new features are coming. But saying that players will hear more in over a month minimum, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, they would already know if they were still in the plans. Tell us about it right now. Oh yeah, franchise. Oh, they're still coming. They're dropping in January and they're dropping in February. If they were still in the plan, if you didn't have to go back and make and remake new plans, you'd have the information right there. Oh yeah, franchise updates still come. What are they talking about? We have an update dropping in January 10th, and we have the other update dropping in February 22nd. Like, they would have that knowledge right there. It gives the impression of simply just backtracking and making it up as they go and changing plans because of all the negative backlash from the community. So looking at all the facts of this, we were provided information regarding this change of plans. We verified this information with other sources with knowledge. We reached out to EA for a response regarding this information prior to running the story. EA ignored or did not respond to multiple requests for a response to it. After the community's negative response and reaction to this news, they sent their response to IGN instead, which has been known to have some completely questionable EA Sports games reviews over the years. Then stated, we will have the information on these franchise updates next year because they don't have the information now. And here we are. Here at SGL, we will always stand by our reporting. We won't let any type of affiliation with the company change or influence what we do report or anything we put out on the channel or the website. Which is why you should really be careful about who you're getting your news from, as many people don't have that same integrity. There's no reason for us not to continue to do this like we've done for years. And if that leads to positive outcomes like this for the gaming community, well then it all makes it worth it.